What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LTC and LTCN today at the request of K Carvel. We're doing this for you, my friend. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And you know what? We'll probably talk about BCH and BCHG too, just because I like to throw them in together. Anytime we talk about LTCN, I like to talk about BCHG too, so we're gonna do that as well. But Litecoin here, sitting at about $99, broke above $100 yesterday, $106. You're down today. Bit of a wicked bit of volatility here, 5.9% to the downside, bearish engulfing candle. If we're looking at this here on Coinbase, not as much volume today as you saw yesterday. It is the weekend. I'm assuming that this is a bit of false price action. I think this is here to scare you. This is a shakeout, if you will. We broke above 100K or $100. It's time to go. We're going to go. Now we're back below 100K. That means we're going to zero. No, it doesn't mean we're going to zero. Likely what we're going to do is we're going to back test this area of resistance before moving higher. Everything that we discussed, I think it was yesterday that I talked about it, everything that we discussed to the upside is still happening. It's inevitably happening. LTCN, if we're looking at this on Friday here, Friday you're up a nice 7.5%. Litecoin, that was Saturday that it moved up. Friday it moved up. Friday, by the end of the day where it closed, is actually where it is now. So the thing is, even if Litecoin were to close here and then tomorrow LTCN opens up, I wouldn't be surprised if this did not close down too low, right? Today LTC is down 5.7%. I don't think LTCN is going to drop 10% or 12%, because of that. It does drop more in response to LTC dropping, but it's not going to be the exact same, right? Because again, where you're dropping here, you're just a little bit below where this day closed. And where that day closed is not even necessarily where LTCN closed. Does that make sense? LTCN probably closed while LTC was at lower prices. So I don't know if this negative impact of today, Sunday, is going to have an effect too much on LTCN. What I do believe is that LTC, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I really do believe that it's going to shock the world here. I do believe that we're on a path higher. And I don't want to get into it. I don't want to go through all the free-form speech that I did yesterday. But essentially, guys, I think that I haven't been bullish enough. 300 to 400 is the minimum target zone by the end of June, by early July. It's the minimum target zone. I have strong suspicions that we will see prices that are above $700, if not even as high as $1,000 by the end of this move, by the end of June, if not early July, somewhere in that kind of time frame there, right in the heart of summer. But time will tell. And if that happens for Litecoin, what that will provide, even from the current price of $99, what that will provide, let's just say we at a minimum see $300 in price. That's a 3x. That's a 3x in price. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I have a hard time seeing only that for Litecoin. If Litecoin does a 3x, you best believe that LTCN is going to do something that's 2 times that, 4 times that. You know what I mean? A 3x, I guess a 3x times 2 would be a 6x, but it's not necessarily that. Not that kind of sense of doubling, right? 200%, double that would be a 400%. So that's a 5x, right? 400%, something like that I could see happening, right? In the same amount of time. If Litecoin grows 200%, I could see LTCN doubling that. Really though, what we've seen historically speaking is that when LTC moves up, LTCN moves up at a lot faster of a pace than just 2x. And I would anticipate that we see something that's greater than a 400% growth, right? If Litecoin at a minimum is at $300, that would give it a 200% growth. And this thing at a minimum doubles that. That would mean LTCN minimal expectation by the end of June would be about $40. And I have a hard time seeing it stop there, just like I have a hard time seeing Litecoin stop here. But it's possible, and let's address it, right? This means that my expectations for LTCN are likely going to be higher. Likely we do see something that is overall larger than that. Let's see, what do we do here? LTC, 16% this week, yeah, but a lot of that happened after LTCN closed, and we're back down already. But anyways, LTCN I would anticipate does see prices around this high, if not above this high, by the end of June. That's the expectation. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. The minimum expectation would be from here being at about $8 would be $42. The maximum expectation would be about $101, but anything and everything in between is fair game as well by the end of June. That's my expectations for LTCN. You've bottomed out on your RSI. You've hit the oversold zone. You're at the same areas that you bounced from last time whenever you went on this fantastic run, or at least you were beginning the fantastic run. I do believe that you're going to have a lot of good stuff coming your way over the coming weeks and months here. But I don't believe that Grayscale has your best interests at heart. I really don't. I think a lot of these private placement sales have hurt the price. It's not that LTCN, it's not that this idea wouldn't have worked out and that it wouldn't have been a good play. I think these Grayscale trusts are great plays and they can really help multiply your growth whenever it comes to whatever coin you're investing in. But because there's that human element, there's that greed element, and they can just sell shares to private placement investors, the PP sales, that really hurts the growth of this thing. It hurts the dynamic of this thing, the potential, because you're essentially diluting the shares, flooding the market, selling them at NAV price, and then unlocking them at prices that are well above NAV. And it's really terrible, right? This whole downtrend, Litecoin doesn't look like this. It hasn't looked like this since April of 2024, right? Since April of 2024, we're basically at the same area. We've just moved sideways. But LTCN moved down because of all these private placement sales. So you've got a lot of work. You've got a lot of hard work to go through, but I think you will. I think you will see new relative highs here, and I even do believe that LTCN will see new all-time highs, if not something around its all-time highs, by the end of this cycle still. It's been a long time. You guys have gone through it, man, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Anything can happen. Grayscale can, just like there's a human element that can be negative, that can add inherent risk. Grayscale, something good could happen. There's that human element that's outside of just the crypto standard protocols that can allow this thing to bloom and blossom if a new narrative is built around it. But I digress. Let's talk about BCH and BCHG now. BCHG, come here, Rafiki. Come here, buddy boy. You guys hear that? What's wrong? He looks all scared. He was like, can I come over here? Are you okay? He probably wants me to let him outside. $408 right now. 6 hours, 52 minutes left in this week here for BCH. $408. We had a high a couple days ago, and you know, not trying to toot my own horn here, but if I don't toot my own horn, nobody else is going to toot it, right? We were at like 460, and I'm like, it probably comes all the way back down. And in fact, I wouldn't have been surprised if we went a little bit lower. This is about right, though. Finding support at prior resistance, that sounds about right. Bearish engulfing candle, what else is new? I'm not intimidated at all. There's not a whole lot of volume today or yesterday, so weekends are kind of false. I think a negative weekend actually gets us set up for a positive week, and I think we will have a positive week. BCHG here, and where I expect Bitcoin Cash to go, just real quick, BCH here. From a high to a low, relative high to low. I would anticipate that over the coming week, if not weeks, we will be pursuing prices above 500. 523 to 574 are coming. This wick is not a selling wick. It's like a foreshadowing wick. It's a wick of good things to come. That tends to be how Bitcoin Cash does things, to the downside and to the upside. Anyways, BCH I do think is going to continue to move up. I think that we will see targets that are, you know, over the coming weeks, 30%, 40% higher. Whenever it comes to the end of June, early July time, I'm anticipating that Bitcoin Cash is at least at $1,500, which should be about a 260% growth, if not at most something at around $3,000. I don't know where you're going to be, and yes, I did say at most $3,000. I really do believe Bitcoin Cash is also underway for some miraculous price action. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that, but essentially, effectively, the main reason I believe that is because we've been in a multi-cycle consolidation phase, not downtrend, consolidation phase, right? This is a downtrend in the RS in that trend line there, but this is an uptrend. It's an overall lifelong consolidation phase. We're about to break out of it. I'm anticipating, because it's a lifelong, historically backed psychological consolidation phase here, I'm expecting that when we break out of this, there will be something more fantastic than we've ever seen before. Coins like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash they're at the front of the line when it comes to any country, any entity looking to hedge their bets against the United States crypto reserves and crypto stockpile. They literally are. They're the best coins for it. Litecoin is faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is faster, cheaper, better than Bitcoin. I mean, like, quite literally, and it's not hard to be better than BTC. And I think Litecoin might even be more decentralized than BTC. I'm not 100% sure. The one thing that BTC has Bitcoin Cash is the whole centralization thing. But with Michael Saylor buying up all these Bitcoins and the United States government buying up all these Bitcoins and the rest of the world buying them up, I don't know, Bitcoin Cash might even have a leg up on BTC on the decentralization aspect as well. Regardless of what happens, I'm anticipating that this next move is going to be very, very bullish, and I expect that we will stop somewhere. I would expect at a minimum 1,400, but really I think we will stop somewhere around 1,600 to potentially, what was that, $3,000? Yeah, somewhere in that range, between the 1,886 to the 2,618. That's where I think we're going to go. So with that minimum expectation in mind, that's a 263% growth. BCHG here, if Bitcoin Cash grows at a minimum 263%, I would then anticipate that BCHG grows 500%. Which is pretty similar, right? Litecoin, LTCN, and BCHG move together, and it's no coincidence, in my opinion, that these target moves that we're concocting just off the top of our head here, they're both lining up, LTCN and BCHG, with the prior highs that we've seen already this cycle. And these are the minimum targets. Let's be real, right? These are the minimum targets. If we go higher, if we do see the maximum target, and I doubt we see 3,000. I really do doubt that we see 3,000. But let's say we see something that's but it's a possibility. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I mean, maybe we go above that. I don't care. I'm going to be holding my Bitcoin Cash until the end of the cycle one way or another, and probably stacking even in the bear market. But 2100 now. Let's say we go to like 2300, just above the 2272, something like that. Let's even theorize that we go right to this monthly high close. We're not going to close there, but we're just going to wick up there right above the 2272. Let's say we do something like that. That's 486%. If Bitcoin Cash does 486%, BCHG will likely see something on the lines of a 9 to a 10x move, and that would put you above this high here. That really would put you above this high. And what we're doing is only assuming that the Grayscale Trust see a 2x versus the underlying crypto assets. Historically speaking, they've only done dramatically more than that, right? 10x's, 5x's more. So I think I am being conservative here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. $3.15 now. Likely you will see targets return to these areas, if not above these areas, by the end of June, if not early July, for both Litecoin and BCHG. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. One last shout out to K Carvel. You're a real one, man. Been around for a long time supporter. Thank you. I love all my OGs. I love all the new Gs too. You guys, everybody's great. But just one more special shout out to K Carvel. Thank you, my friend. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.